Greetings, welcome to According to MJ. I am your gracious hostess, MJ. In this video, we're going to continue our discussion of Darrell Brooks. We know by now he's been convicted of the Waukesha parade tragedy. We know that, so we're awaiting sentencing right now. But I've been scouring the internet because I'm just always curious about why people do the things they do, their mindset, their background. And I found this interesting article I wanted to discuss with you all. So apparently last November, before the parade tragedy, well, maybe you don't know, he ran over Erika with that same Ford Escape, right? But I'm not sure you're aware that he was calling her and threatening her while he was in jail. So I want to just share that with y'all. Now I'm going to read the transcript to you all, and I'll put a link to this in the video description box. But to me, it's like, wow, this did not need to happen. Like, he's calling, threatening the victim. He still gets out on bail, $1,000. And to me, it just seems like domestic violence is not taken seriously in this country. Like, that's wild. So let me stop blabbing. I'm gonna read the article. Now, a lot of the, what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of the explicit words are like redacted. So I'm going to substitute what I believe he said. But let's commence, shall we? So, okay, so it says Darrell Brooks Jr. accused of driving an SUV through the Waukesha Christmas parade in November. He took 6 lives and injured several people. So he was charged with trying to dissuade a woman who we now know as Erika Patterson. He was trying to stop her from cooperating with the prosecutors, okay? He even offered to marry her, y'all. Like, this dusty ass dude was trying to say he'll marry her if he dropped the charges. Like, what benefit would it be to Erika to marry Darrell Brooks? And that's another thing women deal with in America. Maybe it's globally. Like, they try to say you're not worth anything if you're not married. Like, marriage is just this huge accomplishment. But it wouldn't be an accomplishment married to this dude, okay? It would be a huge L, okay? But let me continue. So it says, according to a complaint obtained on December 7, 2021, Milwaukee County prosecutors charged Darrell Brooks with felony intimidation of a victim, felony intimidation of a witness, and bail jumping, which were related to charges stemming from an incident in which he was accused of running over Erika Patterson with that red SUV. Now, and that says, after being arrested, he contacted Erika from jail on November 4th, trying to dissuade her from helping the state. And he was really worried about spending his life in prison if convicted. And what he did, he was offering to marry her if she would stop cooperating with the DA's office, okay? And again, I'm like, boy, bye. What benefit would it be to her to marry this dude? Okay, so this is what he said in the phone call. He was like, why did you do this to me? You know I love you. I wish I could do his voice. Like, why did you do this to me? You know I love you. He said to her in the phone call, he's like, listen, please listen. I've come to the realization that I'm not going to leave you. You have my daughter. I know your potential, what you can be. I want to marry you. Okay. So let's just think about that for a moment. Okay. Now, I've never been ran over by a car by somebody that proclaims to love me. Okay. But I have been with a toxic male, and this is like very toxic. And there is, like, in psychology, I think they call it the cycle of abuse. Because I know some people may judge Erika, like, why she stay with this clown? And I get it, but they kind of rewire your brain. It's deep stuff, okay? But again, he was blaming her. He was like, why did you do this to me? You know I love you. I imagine witnesses probably called the police when they saw the woman being ran over in the parking lot. Okay, so from what I understand, I think the incident started at her motel room, and then she walked to the gas station, and that's where he ran her over, okay? And he says, listen, please listen. I've come to the realization that I'm not going to leave you. You have my daughter. I know your potential, what you can be. I want to marry you. All right, Now, mind you, he has other children by other women, right? He didn't marry them. And again, what benefit would it be to marry this guy? He's like, I mean, God, his brain is just scrambled up. He his job prospects, he's just don't have no regulation, no self-control. What benefit? And to me, that just shows in our society how marriage is just this huge thing. Like, you're not worth anything unless you have a husband. Like, what woman, and I work with women that always say, my husband. Who's gonna brag about this dude? This is nothing to brag about, excuse me. Well, he's nothing to brag about, okay? All right, so let me continue reading. So it says, according to a complaint, the woman refused to get in the SUV and was punched in the face by Darrell Brooks, who then allegedly ran her over as she walked through a gas station parking lot on November 2nd. And it left her with a bloody face and tire tracks on her leg. Okay. So that's horrible. Like, this guy's past, this dude was just like a demon, a literal demon. He's just been terrorizing the earth for 40 years. And so then he goes on to say, because of this situation, there's a possibility I might not get out of prison, that I can die in prison, right? Okay. He said, I'm sitting up here facing 60 effing years. You have to keep your mouth shut. So that's what he told Erika. And then he also called his mama, he's going to call Mama Dawn. And he discussed with her the need for prosecutors to have a cooperating victim to issue charges. And this is quote verbatim what he said. He's like, they're going to need to talk to her and need for her to be a witness. And she's not going to do that, but she can get the charges dropped altogether if she called down there and said, I didn't do what she did. And that's what he said to his mother, okay? He goes on to say if she doesn't cooperate with them, they are going to have to drop it, right? So they said he made a total of 11 calls, 2 of them to his mother and 9 to Erika Patterson, who he kept trying to persuade to stop cooperating with the DA's office, okay? And they said out of the 11, those six phone calls were after he was charged in the case and after a no contact order was put in place. So that he wasn't even supposed to contact Erika Patterson, but he still called her 9 times, okay? It's like a joke. And I see so many stories of women like having these no contact orders. These men come take their lives. Like, it's just like it doesn't seem like the law really cares about what women go through when they're in domestic violence situations. Like, why was this clown able to get $1,000 bail? This incident would not even have happened if he hadn't gotten such a low bail. And why did his mother bail him out? I'm kind of angry with her. Okay, so let me continue. But then Erika tells him, I'm the one trying to get you out, right? Because he was blaming her for being charged, but she was trying to help get him out of jail. And then Darrell tells her, you need to learn to shut your effing mouth. F you then, B, Brooks said. That's what he said to her. Remember, he just told her he loved her, he wanted to marry her. Now he's telling her, you need to learn and shut your effing mouth. F you then, B. What kind of love is that, okay? What kind of love is that? And then it says in a phone call on November 15th, less than a week before the parade attack, he called Erika again, chastising her for continuing to be in touch with the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office and complaining that she didn't put any money up for his $1,000 bail. The audacity. Like, what are y'all doing in Milwaukee? How is he able to call and harass the victim? And y'all, it took y'all so long to notice that he was doing this. This is some BS. And okay, so then he goes on to say, B, shut your effing mouth. You still can't humble yourself. So if you still talking this dumb-ish, I'm going to do it for you. Either way, you're going to do it yourself and bow down, B, or I'm going to make you. Now, which one you want? Brooks said, threatening Erika. He said, you acting like you got so much effing protection, like you safe. B, you on my effing turf. Remember that. Like, that is so disgusting that he was saying this in jail for running her over. right? This is crazy to me. And it says, despite a pretrial risk assessment that found Brooks was a very high risk of committing another crime, a Milwaukee County Court Commissioner set Brooks' bail at $1,000. So I don't know if who this commissioner is, if it's a dude, are they misogynist? What's going on? Do they like to beat up on women too? Because this is unacceptable. So I hope the people that live in Milwaukee take a good look at your elected officials. You might need to get some people out. I'm just saying. Then it said Brooks' mother posted the $1,000 bail on November 11th, but he was not released from custody of the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office until at least November 16th. So that's interesting. She posted the bail on the 11th, but he didn't get out until the 16th. Wow. And then it said that's when he appeared before a Waukesha County judge by phone in the custody of the Waukesha County Sheriff's Department for failure to pay in a child support case. A judge released Brooks on his own recognizance in that case. This is ridiculous. And then 5 days later, as he was fleeing the scene, remember when he was fighting Erika, beating her up in the car, she called her friends, he fled the scene, and then that's when he drove into the parade route and the tragedy occurred, right? And they said witnesses say he was swerving and appeared to be intentionally trying to hit people. And he was arrested minutes later as he stood on the porch of a nearby house asking the homeowner to help him get a Lyft or Uber or something, okay? And then it says Milwaukee County District Attorney John Chisholm has come under fire from some lawmakers about the low bail set for this case, okay? So that's crazy, but I just wanted to bring that up, because it just seems like when women are abused, no one really cares. It's not taken seriously. And this guy's track record, do they not consider someone's criminal history? This is so sad. This did not have to happen. And so many people are to blame for this. And again, I really hope that the lawmakers, whoever, make better decisions when letting people out on bail. And there was an incident in Buffalo, New York that happened, I think last month, maybe September, where it was a woman, her husband had brutally attacked her. It was caught on their Ring camera, they had a camera in their home. So it was caught on camera, and she was afraid for her life. She was even wearing a bulletproof vest. He got out on bail. I think the bail was pretty low. And the state of New York, state of New York just seems trash. I'm sorry, no offense. Seems like trash. So as soon as he got out, he went and took this lady's life while her children were in the car. Okay? So it's these cases need to be taken seriously. And if you have proof that this person is abusing someone, I feel like they should stay in custody until the case resolves. Or something. Give the person time, the victim time to get to a shelter or leave the state, whatever they need to do. But this is so sad. So y'all, let me know what y'all think of what you heard. Him calling Erika Patterson, threatening her, calling her all kind of names besides a child of God, as my late grandmother would say. What do y'all think of this? The audacity. It's this guy's ego. It's he just felt like he could just do whatever and not be held accountable. So let's discuss this in the comments. Consider subscribing, give the video a like. And until the next one, y'all. Later. Have a good one.